latest news. And then we're going to tell you what you can do in the parks that's not an attraction or a show. And we're going to talk about it right now. Take it away, Jess.
Hey there, folks. Here's the news for the week. A Frozen holiday surprise has opened at Magic Kingdom. It will be at 6:15 every night on the castle stage. And on nights where there's also a Christmas party, it will show at 6:15 and 8:15. Holiday decorations, attraction overlays like Jingle Cruise, merchandise, and treats are all starting to pop up at Walt Disney World, especially the gingerbread houses over at the resort hotels. So check out all the fun Christmas and other December-ish holiday things going around at Walt Disney World. Pixar's new sequel, Inside Out 2, has an all new trailer, and the movie will hit theaters in June 2024. And the last bit of news, Hugh F. Johnston has been named the new Senior Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer at the Walt Disney Company. He, as a former vice chairman and CFO for PepsiCo, Iger says his expertise will serve Disney and its shareholders well as we continue the transformative work we are doing to drive growth and value creation. I like that value creation part. I don't know if anybody has seen it, but Luminous has kind of a little preview of music, and it sounds really exciting. It's a brand new song, and they are using a couple new songs throughout. I'm sorry, a couple songs like from movies throughout the show, but it's not like the ones that you typically hear. So I'm really excited that it's going to be using some new music as well as some older things, but it's going to be different. I'm very excited for that. That is also December 5th at Epcot. All right, the park hours. So Friday, November 10th, which is tomorrow, if you're listening to us tonight, Magic Kingdom is from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. with a Christmas party from 7 to 12. Saturday, 9 to 12. Sunday, 9 to 12. Monday and Tuesday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. with a Halloween party. I'm sorry, not Halloween, Christmas party. It's closer to Halloween right now with a Christmas party from 7 to 12. Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. and Thursday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. with a Christmas party from 7 to 12. Epcot all week, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Hollywood Studios, most of the days 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. But on Saturday, they have a Jollywood Nights. And so the park hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. And the Jollywood Nights is from 8:30 to 12:30. Animal Kingdom, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. And Tuesday and Wednesday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then Thursday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. It's all over the place. All right, Typhoon Lagoon is closed. Blizzard Beach, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. all week. Boardwalk, 6:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. And Disney Springs, 10 a.m. to 11 p.m., except on Fridays and Saturdays, it's open until 11:30 p.m. And for the weather, it's been warm the last few days, but by Monday, it'll start cooling down. Expect highs in the mid 80s through the weekend and mid 70s to start the week. The lows stay in the high 60s and low 70s all throughout the week. And Walt Disney World is forecasted to be mostly sunny through the weekend and mostly cloudy through the week. Always be prepared for rain and bring that sunscreen. And that's all that I have for today.
All right. Thank you, Jess. Much
All right,
appreciated.
see you real soon.
Yep. Take care. Have a great rest of the week and weekend.
Thank you. You too.
Hi, Jess.
All right. And then there were three. So it's Darlene, Kurt, and myself, Stuart. And we're going to talk tonight, as I mentioned in the beginning of the show, about things you can do in the parks that are not an attraction and not a show. So, because a lot of people go to the parks and, you see the lines, and the idea came about, I was in Hollywood Studios this week, and the park, while itself was not very crowded, the lines, because there aren't that many attractions in Hollywood studios, average from the least popular ones being around 10, 15 minutes, the most popular ones, 50 minutes and above. So I said, there's got to be other things to do here. And there used to be. Streetmosphere. I really think they should bring back Streetmosphere. I thought that was an attraction in itself, even though it's not an attraction. And that was something that people could do and have a great time without going to a show or going on an attraction. But there are a lot of things you can do in the parks. And we're going to go through them one by one. And we'll start out with Magic Kingdom. So in Magic Kingdom, if you're in Magic Kingdom, I can think of one right off the bat, but I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to mention this one before I do. And if you don't, I'll mention it. That I always enjoy doing when I'm not in a rush in the parks. But Kurt, what's something you like to do in Magic Kingdom that is not an attraction or a show?
I'll just give my wife's answer.
Eat. Sure. Yeah.
Eat. Just eat. That was like the first answer for every park. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
So I'll just throw that out there right away. There's so many snacks you can snack on. There's so many snack stops is what I'm trying to say.
But you know what? I think you could take it a little bit further than just eat. Yes, eat's a great thing to do in any park. But I think you can have a dining experience depending on which restaurant you go to. And I'm talking about even the counter service ones. Cosmic Rays. You get to see an animatronic show while you're there. How about you, Darlene? What would you do in Magic Kingdom?
In Magic Kingdom, I would look at all the windows on Main Street.
That was the one I was thinking of. Yeah.
I've done that a number of times. And even the display windows are amazing.
Yep. They pay.
I agree, the top windows walking down Main Street.
Yeah. The tops, the bottoms, the doors, all of them have something on them that reference to either Walt, one of the Imagineers.
Yep. I was going to say they pay homage to the Imagineer.
Yeah.
Or somebody important to the Walt Disney Company.
Correct.
Related to Walt Disney World.
Yep. And the sayings are witty.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
And fun. Yep.
Yeah. It's a great thing to do. Another thing is, you could look at the decorations different times of the year. Right now, all the Christmas decor is up in the parks.
They should all be up by, I think, the 10th.
Yeah, Hollywood Studios had them this week, but we're in Magic Kingdom right now. I have not been to Magic Kingdom in a while. When was I there last? I wasn't there that long ago, but I can't remember.
Yeah, we should make a point of going and
Yeah, it might have to wait till next year. I'm a little busy from now till the end of the year, but we'll see.
There's another fun thing to do. It's a little bit dated, and Lou admits it, but Lou Mongello did the audio guide to Walt Disney World, to the Magic Kingdom. And you used to be able to walk around, and it would pinpoint things as you're walking around. And some of them are still there, but some of them are gone. Some of the shops are no longer there that you could see them in. But it's fun to just walk around and see all these little details that the Imagineers put in that you never even knew about until you heard about it.
Now, you mentioned a word in your sentences there, shop. That's another thing you can do. Yeah. And you can just window shop. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to buy something. I mean, of course, the Disney company would love you to buy as much as you could.
There's shops at Disney World? Really?
Yeah, just
got to go in through the outdoor.
Another thing you can do there is you can watch the glass maker, the glass blower.
Yes,
he's fun to watch.
Yep. Oh yeah, we used to do that with our kids when they were little, and we'd stand there not for hours, but we would stand there for quite a bit of time, so they could see them go through whatever piece they were working on and see how it was made from wherever we started watching until the end. Yeah. Yeah, that is something that's great to do there. People watching. That's another thing in the park.
That was the other thing we talked about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Never a dull moment in Disney World watching people. You get people that are very normal, but there's always that, I don't want to call them an oddball, but you always get somebody who's a little bit different from everybody else walking around. I don't know if it's they're trying to get attention sometimes, or if they just don't know any better, or if it's their culture because maybe they come from another country and they're visiting here. But there are some people that always stick out in the crowd, and you know that they know they're sticking out in the crowd, and sometimes they don't even care. I think that's it with Magic Kingdom. Oh no, we forgot something, and you could probably say this about every park: meet and greets.
Meet and greets.
Mhm.
Yeah,
The meet and greets. Walking around on Tom Sawyer Island. I don't consider the island an attraction. So just getting over there, walking around through the tunnels, and yeah.
There are interesting shops in that area of that park too.
Mm-hmm.
And what was it? The haunted. It's not the Haunted Mansion shop, but they sell a lot of Haunted Mansion merchandise. That's always a fun place to go.
Well, and while you're there, why don't you go over to the Animal Pet Cemetery and say hi to Mr. Toad?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And the blinking, the stone. What do you call it? The cemetery stone that blink, whose eyes blink.
Well, Madame Leota.
Madame Leota.
Yeah, Leota's. Yep.
Good luck, because you're about to step right inside the attraction, though.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
I've caught it quite a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Now, would you consider a parade an attraction, or the fireworks attractions?
No, I would not.
Well, then those are other things you can do in
Correct.
the Magic Kingdom. You can stand by and wait for a parade, and they have. So there's the main parade during the day, which I don't believe is the 3:00 anymore. I know they've moved it around a couple of times.
Yeah.
And there's the fireworks show at the end of the night, which is always fun to watch if you like standing in large crowds. But it's worth it.
Yes.
Definitely worth it.
Yes.
I think we're going to move on to Epcot, unless you guys have anything else you want to add.
No.
Now, in Epcot, Kurt, you mentioned food at the top, and we're going to mention food in every single one. But Epcot has, and we didn't go into any detail in Magic Kingdom with any particular restaurants. There were a couple that stand out for me there. Oh, character meals. We didn't mention that.
Correct.
Because we have Crystal Palace. That's always an interesting experience, too. So you get a meet and greet and real good food, and as much as you want of it. All right. So anyway, in Epcot, a lot of different dining experiences. And the dining experience, a lot of people consider them attractions or shows because of the atmosphere that the restaurant is situated in. And you get a lot of good food too. And there's actually a restaurant in World Showcase that has an attraction. And the food isn't so good, but I'm talking about Mexico, the San Angelin.
Well, yeah, you can look down over the side, and if you're close enough, you can see the boats going through.
Yep. That's always, a fun. It's a fun experience to be on that attraction. It's not so much fun to be in the restaurant, although it's got a great atmosphere, maybe the best atmosphere of any restaurant in Walt Disney World. I just wish the food were better, but that's my own personal opinion. Any other restaurants you can think of that stand out for you as something that's a wonderful experience?
Garden Grill.
I was
Yes.
going to say the Garden Grill.
Yes.
As you're rotating around, you get to see part of the attraction for living with the land.
The characters too. Chip
That's right.
and Dale are there.
Yep. Mickey is there. Goofy, Pluto.
Occasionally, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So that's always a fun thing to do.
I mean, with eating, it always seems like no matter what is going on, whether it's the arts, the flower and garden festival, or the food and wine, they always have the kiosks up now.
Yep. Kiosks are always up.
Just go all the way around the world with the kiosk. Go all the way around the World Showcase. Eat as many as you can without overindulging. Take your time.
Oh, I do want to mention something. I'm not going to give away the show next week, but if a certain person who's not here tonight, and one of everybody's favorites, Lottie, if she will be with us next week, we are going to be talking about something that happens around World Showcase, and it involves the food booths. And that's all I'm going to say. But yeah, you're right, Kurt. That from the different place to eat from different countries around the world, to the various little stands that they have selling different knickknacks and whatever. That's always a great thing to do. And you can spend a whole day doing that too.
Right, and that's what I was going to say. We haven't made a dining reservation at Epcot in probably 3 years now. Well, no, it's been a couple of years, because we know we're just going to walk around and sample foods all day long, and we're not going to be hungry, even though it's Viennapoli. We're just not going to be hungry when it comes time to actually eat a main meal.
Now,
We've eaten so much walking around.
now, we have made reservations at some of the restaurants, but a lot of times we've walked up and said, "Do you have any availability?" And sometimes they'll say, "You're out of luck," and most of the time they'll say, "Sure, just give us about 15 minutes, maybe a half hour, and we're in." One of my favorites in World Showcase, not just for the pizza, is Viennapoli. I love the atmosphere in there. It transforms you to Italy. It really does.
Oh, the grills are beautiful too.
Yep.
The pizza grills.
Yep. And if you get a table where you can view them, you're in for a treat.
Exactly.
Anything else you can think of in World Showcase?
Well, shops.
Yep. Different shops from around the world.
Correct.
There's also the little town to look at. There's the falls behind Canada to look at.
And Kurt did mention something that's near and dear to his heart.
The train.
Yeah. Yep.
The train.
The G-scale railroad in Germany.
Yeah.
Yep.
There used to be street performers in Epcot too. And it's a shame. Yeah, go ahead.
You do now have most of the entertainment is back in the UK.
Yes.
And near Canada, and
I thought France was back as well, aren't they?
France.
I haven't seen anything in France.
I'm not sure France. I have seen the Juggler in Italy.
Italy, okay.
And there was another.
Wasn't China? Weren't they supposed to have some performers come back to China? I don't know if they have. I haven't seen any of this, and I've been.
Are
to
the drummers back in Japan?
I'm sorry.
Are the drummers back in Japan?
I haven't seen them.
Yes, they were.
Okay.
It's crazy. I go to Epcot more than any other park, and I have yet to see any of the performers there. Well, I just miss them. Either I'm going at the wrong times, because I don't spend much time in the parks. I'll go for a couple hours, get in, get out, and which is why Disney hates me as an annual pass holder. But I do eat there a lot, so
that's why they like you as an annual pass holder.
Yep.
Those women that are drumming in Japan,
they're amazing. Yeah.
I could not keep that going. I've got friends that are drummers that are like, you have no idea how hard that is what they're doing.
Didn't they get rid of the candy maker there?
Yes.
They left.
That was great. They were great, the candy makers.
Yeah.
Yeah. They used to have in the Japan Pavilion, you could pick your own oysters and get it.
It's back.
It is back. Oh, that's wonderful. I haven't seen that yet.
I haven't watched that last summer.
And I think the last time I was in the Japan Pavilion was maybe a year ago.
Yes, they are back, as we sat there watching them pull them all out.
Oh, good. Good.
She was also excited about the standard pearl.
And that probably has some of the best and most different merchandise you can find than any other shops in Epcot, and that's including the front part of the park too.
And this time of year, you can also go around the world and hear the storytellers of the countries, which is really nice this time of year, along with visiting. And depending on when you're here, there's different celebrity candlelight processional speakers as well at this time of year.
That's an extra cost for people, just so they know. It's not something you're going to find during regular hours.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, the concerts I consider a show, which is why I didn't include them in there. But
The
great.
storytellers are not.
Right, correct.
What do they have on display over in China? Last time we went in there, before going into the 360 movie, there's the room off to the side where it was all the warriors. It was the Stone Warriors, and they've also had like the Disneyland, not Hong Kong Disneyland, but the Shanghai Disneyland was in there. Stuff from that.
Well, I can't answer you because I've been banned from China because I've made disparaging remarks about Nine Dragons.
Oh, there you go. Well, you go away now.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything in the. I haven't noticed anything different in the China Pavilion, but I haven't paid much attention, to be honest.
Gotcha. The Japan Pavilion has the off to the side. It's like toys.
Yes,
I think that's still in there.
And great T-shirts if you're into anime.
Yeah.
Right. Well, yeah. There's that whole anime display off as the kid cot is right here on the left, and then turn right. There's nothing to buy. It's just on display.
And great incense if you're into burning incense.
Allergic to them.
Really?
Big time.
Wow.
Yep.
Seafood. Incense.
Born with allergies. I was born with so many allergies.
Wow. All right. Let's see. There's meet and greets in Epcot. Not as many as the Magic Kingdom, but they've got quite a few. Winnie the Pooh will pop out every now and then. Figment. That's right.
Alice.
Yep.
Snow White.
Yeah, I like the fact that some of the parks have characters that others do not.
Right.
Correct.
During Flower and Garden, you've got the beautiful topiaries.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
You can spend a day just looking at them and just admiring the beautiful floral arrangements they have all over the parks. Yeah, I think that pretty much sums up Epcot. I don't think we missed anything.
Well, the dancing waters over near Imagination that you can play in the water that hops around. It's up above.
Is that still there with all the walls?
Yeah.
I haven't seen
it. You got the waterfall that goes up, the waterfall, the reverse waterfall, and on the top of that, in the back, it's the water that hops around. It's still there.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah.
But then again, I haven't had no way to look for it.
You do have the new Journey of Water, too.
Yes. But
isn't that considered an attraction?
I consider it an attraction.
It is and it isn't, because it's a walkthrough. You're not riding through anything.
Technically, I would say it's not, but Disney's considering it an attraction.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why I didn't mention it. I thought they considered it an attraction.
But I think Darlene's right. It's really a walkthrough.
That you can play the music.
Yeah, I don't know why they consider that an attraction, unless it's because they haven't put anything in there in a while. But it's a fun walkthrough. I recommend it highly, and I think once you've gone through once, you'll want to go through it again because there are things you might have gone by too quickly, forgotten about, or there's a million different things to do. No, not a million.
You got to find all the characters.
Yeah, there's a lot to do in there. Yeah. So once is definitely not enough. You're definitely going to want to go back.
I actually was there yesterday for a few hours, and we got the whiff of paint being done behind the walls. So that's a good sign.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't wait for those walls to come down.
Ditto. They have 7 months, and then I want them down.
That's when Kurt's going to be there again.
I'll roughly be down there in about 7 months.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And speaking of 7 months, I want to remind people that Darlene has less than 7 days. No, I'm kidding. We've been joking around saying everybody should give a like to keep Darlene the thumbs up. But we're going to keep Darlene for now.
Don't worry. Darlene has a hiatus coming up here soon when her
Dude,
family
really?
comes into town.
And when is that?
December. Just one day.
Just one day? Is it real family or people you call family?
My sister-in-law and goddaughter and nephew.
So it's not real family.
Well, sister-in-law.
I'm kidding.
You want to tell her that?
I know. Darlene, for those who don't know, Darlene has a habit of calling everybody family. So I joke around with her a lot. Is it one in December? Are they coming?
Christmas, the 19th
nice.
through the 24th. Yeah.
So you're going to be going to the parks at the most crowded time of the year.
We have a Christmas party that we're going to. So I'll be able to discuss it. Yeah.
That'll be nice.
I'll be able to discuss it then.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's on a Thursday.
Yeah, there will be 1 week in December that we will not have a show. Thanksgiving week, I would like to do a show, but we might have to move it to a different day when we record it. So we'll see. I just want to let the good folks out there that listen and watch the show, remember, please thumbs up and subscribe to it, please. It'll help us reach more people.
Yes.
Who could either love us or hate us, but we'll reach more people. So I would appreciate all the thumbs up we can get. So it's, but I'm busy as heck till the end of the year. I've got a trip coming up in December. We're not sure if I've got family coming in for Thanksgiving. We think we might be surprised, but we don't want to let on too much that could happen because it may not, and then we'll be disappointed. So, we'll see. But it's a busy time of year, not just for me, for everybody.
I just realized something we didn't talk about that is very big in all the parks, and that's all the photo spots.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
So many photo spots.
Lots
Whether you're taking photos, having them taken of you, there's a lot of photo spots.
Yep. Yeah. And if you get the photo pass or you have it included with your annual pass, if you're an annual pass holder, you get all these wonderful animated shots with your picture, different backgrounds.
Now, keep in mind that you have to pay for the photo pass.
Yes. Nothing. Well, people know nothing is free at Disney. Going on the attractions is almost not free anymore either because you're paying to get into the park. And then some people have to pay for Genie Plus so they can get on the attraction.
Lightning Lane.
Yeah. I don't think I'll ever. Yeah, I'm going to get off top just for a second. I don't think I'll ever stop complaining about what Genie Plus has done to the parks because it's not going to change. But I'm not going to get into it any further than that. I think that's it for Epcot. We mentioned meet and greets, photo passes. You're right in every park. Let's hop over to Animal Kingdom.
Just walk around Pandora at night.
Yes.
When all the lights come on.
I agree. At night.
Long exposure photographs. They're beautiful if you can get a good long exposure photograph.
Yeah, the animal puppeteers are back too. Ones that have those are amazing. I don't want to call it an attraction because I don't believe it is, but when you walk into the park in front where you can see the Tree of Life, there is bird. I don't want to say a bird show, but they have the birds there periodically from time to time, and that's a wonderful thing to see. The musicians over in Africa do a great job. I've never seen anybody watch that show that was not disappointed. They put on a wonderful show there. It's always great to see.
Have you ever stopped and watched the guy that's carving the canes? There's a guy there that carves canes.
Yes, I have.
Yes, I have. Yeah,
that's fun.
Yeah,
that's fun.
And then there's the guy who goes around playing music.
Yes.
Who's also very, very good. Excellent.
I like the pop-up musicians in Africa as well.
Yes.
Well, have you ever stopped and played the drums while you're there?
Oh, we forgot about the drums in Epcot and World Showcase.
I talked about that
He did.
because their arms are huge.
I'm sorry, I must have.
Poor
The
Stuart.
unedited show.
Yeah. Oh boy.
So yes, there's the drums in Africa where you can actually go over and just pound away.
Yep.
Mhm.
And divine.
Yes, I was going to mention that. Yeah, we saw that character hiding behind a tree, and then all of a sudden you see the eyes moving. I have a couple of pictures of it somewhere in my library of thousands of photos that I've taken at Disney. You know, every time I go to Disney, I've been there a million times. I've got a million shots of the same thing. I try to get something different every time I go. But it's just I keep adding to my collection.
Has kicked my calculator.
Oh,
And it fell off the table.
you know, there are character meet and greets in Animal Kingdom too. I wish they would bring back the parade they used to have there.
That was a fun little parade they did.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
you know
comes
what?
back to holidays, doesn't it though? Or do they stop it all together? Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I haven't seen that.
We'll just see what comes back this year.
For those that are wondering, that's what the vine looks like if you're watching it.
Oh yeah.
Currently.
They occasionally have performers that go via boat underneath the bridges and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, the characters.
Or they have characters on them sometimes. So it just depends on who's available.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that we haven't done in a while that we said we're going to actually try this time to see what's new in there is there are so many trails in front of the Tree of Life.
Yeah.
And we just always miss them.
We walked
We're
through
so
those
busy going
just
here or
recently.
there.
It's really neat.
Yeah, there are a lot of trails there. There were a lot of trails throughout that whole park, and a lot of people just, you know, they go into this attraction, boom, and off they go. They miss the trails. The trails are a wonderful thing to do there. You know, everybody thinks that the park is for younger children. It is not. It's great for young children. It's great for families with old children. It's great for adults of all ages.
Don't forget about the monkeys near
Yes.
Everest.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Kilimanjaro Safari.
Yeah.
The monkeys in they're climbing up.
It's Gorilla Falls.
Gorilla Falls.
Gorilla Falls. See, now, would that be considered an attraction? To walk through there?
Consider more trail walking.
Yeah, you know, Disney probably does consider that an attraction. I don't, because it's...
You're not riding anything.
Right.
It's the same thing with the Maharaja Jungle Trek.
Yeah.
You're looking at animals.
Yep.
Yeah.
So technically it's well, it's not technically an attraction. Technically it's something. But yeah.
And you can learn about the birds and stuff when you're walking through some of it and stuff. So it's a learning experience.
And there are cast members throughout there as well that are
Yes.
more than happy to stop and explain things to you and tell you what it's all about and where you are exactly at that, you know.
You could find out how old the gorillas are, like the one that's like how many years old?
Well, they will
How many
also tell
pounds
you,
old? How
do
many?
not stare at the gorillas.
20. I think the largest gorilla was what, over 600 pounds?
Oh, yeah, they're big.
Well,
Do not stare at them because that means you're testing their authority.
Mm.
And you might have something flung at you that you probably don't want flung at you.
oh boy, 100 years ago when I was a counselor in a day camp, another counselor did something similar. Wasn't staring at the monkey, but was looking at this monkey, you know, like to get a reaction. And the monkey gave this counselor a reaction, flung something that you wouldn't like to see flung at anybody, flung at that counselor. And you know what? He got what he deserved.
Well, and that's why I bring that up. There was a mom who was kind of intimidating a gorilla, and the the cast member
fun.
said, please don't do that because he's starting to get riled up. And she thought it was funny until he tossed something at this woman's child.
Mm.
It didn't go over well. And this cast member was kind of like, I'm really sorry. I tried to warn you. So yeah, don't try intimidating the gorillas.
People are idiots.
They have good aim. Yeah.
There's one in every crowd.
Yeah. Now, if you go to Dino Land, you can actually still walk around over by the Dino Institute, and there's pathways where they have several different dinosaurs. You can learn about the dinosaurs.
Yeah. I wonder if all that stuff is going to go away in a few years.
Don't know.
No, we don't know. We've been hinted at what's coming, but we don't know for sure.
Don't know.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the final park, Disney's Hollywood Studios. Now, this is the park that I think, while there are some meet and greets, actually, there's quite a few meet and greets there. And there's a lot of good food, a lot of different food experiences there. There's here there are no fireworks show because Fantasmic is the show, but it is a show. So we're not going to include that with this. I think this is the one park out of all the parks that really needs to add something. That's why I brought up Streetmosphere earlier. Back into the park, because there are so few attractions in that park that it needs something else to keep crowds entertained between attractions and shows.
This is the one park where you really need to walk around and look at the details.
Yes.
So you walk in the Toy Story Land, look down, and realize Andy's footprint's right there on the ground, and it's huge. Look up, and you'll see the lights are up above are actually like Christmas lights that are strung around that Andy's using to light up during the day and night.
Yeah.
So there's so many details in there.
Yeah, there are, and as many details as there are in Toy Story Land, Star Wars Land has even more.
But we spent 2 hours just walking around, just looking at the details and playing the games on the app.
Yeah.
So much to do there.
There is. And there are meet and greets there as well. Mandalorian, Chewbacca, to name just a couple.
The First Order's walking around. They will mess with you.
And the shops in Star Wars Land are like none other. They're out of this world, pardon the pun. I want to go back to Animal Kingdom for 1 second, and then we'll go back to Hollywood Studios. There's a quick service experience in Animal Kingdom that is like no other in any of the parks. And of course, I'm talking about Satouli's.
Satouli's.
It is a must-go place. You want good food, different food, that's it. And in Star Wars Land, I can't remember the name of the restaurant, but there's something, it's not similar to that, but it's also... No, not...
You're talking about the docking bay?
Yes, Docking Bay 7.
Docking Bay 7?
Yep.
Now, here's the difference, though. Docking Bay 7, there's your meal. You see it, that's what you're getting.
Yep.
So Tuli's Cantina, you can choose your base, you can choose your protein, you can choose your side. It's individual to however you want it made.
Right, and I like
they'll make it right there for you. Yeah. That's the uniqueness of that.
Yep.
And you use real silverware. How nice is that?
Yeah.
I know, right?
And dishes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Docking Bay 7 is a great place too, because it is different from, yes, you can't pick and choose what your meal is. You pick and choose your meal, but you can't pick and choose within your meal. But it's different food, and it's excellent food. Although Kurt, I know, will disagree with me.
Well, again, the last time we were there, it was not a good experience, and they weren't very quick to fix the issue. We waited over 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'm sorry I had a bad experience.
Probably closer to 40 minutes, which is just ridiculous.
I've eaten there quite a few times, and it's always been great. But you could have picked that. It could have been that one day.
Yep.
Yeah. And that happens.
Yep.
You know what? Food is very subjective. So what I like, what Kurt likes, may be very different from what you out there like.
They just when you get an order wrong and you show them, hey, you got this wrong, and all they needed to do was get us chicken because we had chicken added to whatever it was that we ordered, and it takes you that long. All they had to do was give us the chicken. That's all we needed to add to our salad, and it said we had to wait that long for another salad.
They probably had to redo the whole thing.
Well, how long does it take? It's the same salad.
Well,
they only have like 3 salads there.
Did they
just grab the salad and throw the chicken on there?
Did they hand you the salad and then you had to hand it back to them?
Oh no, my wife sat there with her salad, and I went to get. I'm like, this is the wrong. You gave her the wrong salad.
But they can't take the salad back because they could, it's food.
They can't take the salad back. They're like, we'll just get you a new salad.
Right.
And we had to wait over 20 or 30 minutes. Everyone else is eating. It's like, this is ridiculous. So, and I get it that while other people eat their food too, but we were already waiting for our food and you got the order wrong. We need that corrected. So my wife's like, that's it. We're done.
Yeah, they forgot about
that
her.
kind of service is horrible.
Yeah, it's clear they forgot about her. And then it's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can anybody else think of anything else within Hollywood Studios?
Walking around over at the Grauman Theater and check out all the footprints.
Right.
Right. By the Indiana Jones, for
the rope doesn't work anymore.
Oh,
it doesn't work anymore. Unless they fixed it. It hasn't worked in about 5 years. Where it says don't pull the rope and you pull the rope. Yeah, it hasn't worked in about 5 years.
I think it is working. Next time I go back there, I'll check it out.
Go pull the rope, even though it says don't pull the rope.
Yeah. There's also meet and greets there. There's the Star Tours, the Jedi Academy.
The Jedi, yes.
That's fun for the kids.
There's make your lightsaber, make your droid.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's different shops.
Just walking around and looking at the different, the theming of Star Wars Land is amazing with all the droids and the ships, the cruisers and stuff that they have throughout is really neat. If you're walking just thinking, oh, I got to get in line for Smuggler's Run or I have to get in line for Rise, you're going to miss all of that.
Yep. And a lot of people do.
They do, and that's why I'm mentioning it.
Yep. They go to Walt Disney World, and it's commando style.
And sometimes you're surprised because if you look up, you'll see Chewbacca's hanging out on one of the, stage designs and stuff. And then you've got Kylo Ren walking around too. So it's really kind of, it's neat.
Yeah, it is.
Well, Kylo Ren is over by his ship a lot of times. And then he'll come off the stage and
he sometimes walks around the whole area and he swings back around.
Yeah, something else we haven't mentioned because it's in an attraction. One Man's Dream.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the exhibits that are in there are definitely worth taking a close look at. Not just a look, but a close look. I still think they need to add this or bring back street atmosphere or add some kind of street performances during the day. I mentioned the parade just briefly, but they do have a nice parade there during the day. That's also worth watching if you want to get away from the attractions and the shows. I think Hollywood Studios is the one park that has incredible detail in a lot of different areas, but at the same time doesn't have enough attractions to keep you busy for, because you spend a lot of time waiting online. I think they need more attractions to spread the crowd out and to maximize the guest experience there. I don't think they've hit the mark there yet. I'm hoping they'll get there in the future. I don't know how much room they have to expand or what they can do.
Have they reopened Star Wars Launch Bay? Because it shows it as an attraction, but the last time we were there, it was still closed.
It was open when I was there this week.
Then they've reopened that again. That's good.
Yeah. I think it was open there when I was. Maybe no. You know what?
It shows hours from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. So it must be reopened.
I believe it was
that's
open,
a
but
fun place to see the artifacts.
Yep.
That shopping area.
Yeah.
But then again, they're also showing the Voyage of the Little Mermaid, but that's not reopened.
No, that has not opened. I don't understand what they're going to do with that area there.
I think they have a lot of work they have to do. I think they had water damage during the storm, is what I've heard. So that is going to be a major.
Wasn't there a fire there too?
That I don't know.
Like some years back, I think not so many years, but I thought there was
Yeah.
a little fire there. I could be thinking of the wrong place too. It's. I think the longer the Little Mermaid stays closed, I think the more likely there is that another attraction will be coming in there at some point in the future.
Yeah.
I could see them reimagining that entire courtyard area.
I agree.
I don't know how, because I don't think that Disney Playhouse Disney is open yet. The Disney's Junior Dance Party, I don't know if that's reopened.
Yeah, I don't either. I do think that whole area needs to be renovated and reimagined.
Right.
And I think that'll probably happen, but they've got other projects ahead of that. So it's probably on the back burner.
Correct.
Maybe we'll find that next D23.
Mm-hmm.
Something I do want to mention. This is, I think we've gone through the parks pretty much. I understand this week that the World Showcase Lagoon had to be drained.
What?
And water pumped back in. Yeah. Yep.
Oh no.
How?
Maybe it was fixing something. Who knows? They do have a new fireworks show coming.
Maybe they were doing something with that, but I was never aware that they drained that.
Yeah.
How did they block it off from?
I don't know. That's all I know. I don't know.
What's that, Crescent Lake over there, or whatever it is?
Yeah, I know nothing else. That's all I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Knows nothing.
Yeah.
I did not notice that.
Yep. That's what I was told from a couple of my neighbors that were there this week.
Oh.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
We'll
interesting.
find out it's a lie. Anyway, I think that's going to do it for us this week. We have we're all busy, and you guys out there, you're all busy too. To the end of the day, we're going to try to bring you as many shows as we possibly can between now and then.
Yes.
Like I said, Thanksgiving week, we'll probably do the show on a different day. The first week of December, we will not be here. I don't know about Christmas week yet. Depends on when.
Christmas and New Year's are on the weekends. So depending, I know the 21st I won't be around because
we will be doing a show on the 21st.
Extra shows during that week.
Let's see.
The next week is the 28th. So
let's see. When is the 21st?
We could do a year in review.
21st is a Thursday. Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. Yeah, it depends on how busy everybody is. If I can get two people with me here, me and someone else, we will do a show every week that we possibly can between now and the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
We could do a year in review. We could do a year ahead.
Yeah.
I do want to discuss the resorts at some point before the year is over. John had an idea for a show that I'm saving for next year when people are planning vacations for next year.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll do that then. So we've got a lot coming up.
Yep, we do.
Yeah. And I think that will do it for us this week.
Perfect.
For those of you who haven't been able to tell, I am exhausted.
It's been a long week.
Yeah, I've had a long last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. And John, I know, had an event tonight. Lottie is off on assignment again. But
Busy lady.
yeah, they should be here next week, and Jess should be back to bring us another great newscast. So until then, I hope everybody stays safe. Always be yourself. And until next time, bye-bye.
Good night, everybody.
Have a magical night. Stay safe. And please remember to pack your sunscreen, your poncho, your raincoat, layer clothes this time of year.